Right, good. You're both on. Excellent. Let's start. Can I ask you to sketch for me the graph of y equals x squared plus 7x plus 10. Give me the x-intercept, the y-intercept, might be more than one x-intercept, and the turning point, if you can, as well as the orientation. All right. Once you've done that, can you post what each one of those things are? So what I'm asking you to do is sketch y equals x squared, not plot, sketch y equals x squared plus 7x plus 10. Tell me what the x-intercepts are. Tell me what the y-intercept is. Tell me where the turning point is. Give me the coordinate of that. Okay? As soon as you've done that, pop it up in the live chat. So the question was, sketch y equals x squared plus 7x plus 10. Tell me where the x-intercepts are. If there are two of them, we don't know. We're going to find out. Where is the y-intercept? There'll only be one of those. And where the turning point is. Okay? If you're struggling with any of that, you need to write down in the chat box that you are. Let's see what we got. 10 is the y-intercept, correct. 10 is indeed the y-intercept. -2 and -5 are the y-intercept. X-intercepts, perfect. So far, so good. What's the shape of it? Is it a U shape or an N shape? Looks like Numan's on point. So tell me, what's the shape of it? Is it a U shape or an N shape? And where's its turning point? That's the two things you've got left to do. So far, Numan has absolutely been killing it. U shape, yep, you've only got one thing left. Well done, Harris. It is indeed a U shape. So you say -3 and -2 for the turning point. That I'm not convinced on, sir. So I'm going to do that one with you. Right. So let's do this. So you remember you find the turning point by curve you were doing by completing the square. Okay. So you've got x squared plus 7x, and this was a little bit of a tricky one because it's a fraction. You're gonna have to deal with it. It's not 3/0 either. Promise you that. You half this, so it goes x plus 7 over 2 squared minus 49 over 4. Now, where did that all come from? You half this and you square that, yeah? Plus 10. So your turning point is going to be at -7/2, and we have to. So pop in the live chat if you understand where the turning point came from. If you did understand, say that you understand so we can move on. Understand the x not the y. Okay, cool. Well, it's just literally the sum of that. So -49 over 4 plus 10. So let's deal with that. So you've got -49 over 4 plus 10. How do you deal with that? Have them have a common denominator. So we -49 over 4 plus 40 over 4. Because have them both. So 10 is just 40 over 4. And that gives you final answer of -9 over 4. Simple as that. So what you've got to do is just work out what the two fractions added together are. What we're going to do is we're going to practice that skill. We're going to do 3 more of those. All right. So you have each one you'll have to complete the square. Then we're going to go on to what happens when it's not x squared. It's like 5x squared. All right. So we'll get onto that. So let's do it together. So here, easy one. So 4x and 1. That's a nice easy one to go on with. Then you've got 7x plus 3. And then your last one will be x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, so I want you to find the turning points, just the turning points, nothing else, for 1, 2, and 3. So you're finding the turning points, all right? Harris, can you make sure that you answer one of them at least before Numan? All right, so maybe do the second one, just to prove that it's not just Numan who knows everything, all right? try again. Useless, useless, useless. No, let's go for it. Here we go. So we're starting to start knocking off some solutions. So if you've done the first one, put the solution in the thingy. You don't just like kind of hang around here to do all three at once. So as soon as you've got number one done, write that into the chat box. Right. I know how to get X. So the first one's same. Okay, fine. Let's do the first one. Can you copy down the questions before I do that? In fact, X squared plus 7, X plus 3. Okay, I'll just do it up here. It's really, really simple. And I mean, it's super frustrating that I've taught you this before and you've forgotten it. Half this to get X plus 2, all squared. Yeah? Take away 4, add 1. All right, so that's how that works. So that's the square completed. All right? X plus 2 squared minus 3. And the way you do it is like to get the X coordinate, you just do what's the opposite of what's in the bracket. So that's going to be a minus 2 and there minus 3. All right? So for the X coordinate, you just take the opposite sign of what's in the bracket. For the Y coordinate, you just take what number's on the outside. All right? So that's how that's done. It's not hard at all. Complete the square, take the opposite of what's in the bracket. So I'm waiting for the second and third answer. Again, you need to complete the square for both of those guys to get the answer. So I'm waiting on question 2 and question 3. If you've got problems, you need to say so. Look at your notes. Look at your previous work. That will help you. Okay, so we've got something here. Now, second one, intercept. We've got y-intercept is, well, we'll see about that. 3. That's not what I'm asking for, though. I'm asking you for turning points, my dude. So the question I ask you, and you can even say it's written there, find me the turning point. Okay, for the second and the third one. All right? Question literally says find the turning point. Nothing else. So I'm asking each one of you to find the turning point for me. And by the way, that was the turning point. All right? So post the turning points on it. Give me nothing else. I'm not interested in anything else, to be honest with you at this point. I know hopefully by now, if you can't find the X and Y, we really are stuffed. But the turning point is a different matter. So minus 3, 5, 4. Okay, I'll check that for you. Just give me a second. Right, so let's have a look at this one. So the first one is what we've done the second. So it's x squared minus sorry. So fine, it's going to be x plus 7 over 2 squared minus 49 over 4 plus 3. Okay, fine. Minus 3.5, yes. The y is wrong because that would be what? Minus 49 over 4. Actually, might be. We'll see. You might be right. We'll see. 12 over 3. It's not. It's not. Because what you're going to end up is 37 over 4. So it should be minus 37 over 4, which is about 9 and a bit. So that's just flat out wrong. So now just do the third one for me. Hopefully you copied it down. Two, three, two. Right, can you remind me what the question was? Write down what the question I set you was for number 3. So if you write down in the chat what question 3 was, I'll happily help you with it. Right, so we've got x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, so this is how you do it, yeah? And this time, can we make it stick in people's memory? So half that, so you get x minus 5 over 2 squared minus, and that's going to be, half of that is going to be 5 over 2, and square that is going to be, if you're squaring minus 5 over 2, you're going to get 25 over 4. The minus sign doesn't really kick in, doesn't do any harm, because obviously you square it, it become positive, and you still subtracting. So plus 4. All right? So if you look at that, your first coordinate will be 5 over 2. That's pretty simple. This guy here, we've got to sort out the fraction. So that's going to be, what, 16 over 4? So you've got minus 25 over 4 plus 16 over 4, which gives you 9 over 4 negative. So your other coordinate is 9 over 4 negative. All right? So that's how that one plays out. Definitely something I think people need practice on. And I mean, I'm surprised we do. As I said, we've done this before. Okay. So right. What I want to do is I want to do 3 more. Be absolutely clear on this. I want you to find the turning point and nothing else. All right? And this time, please, let's get this over and done with quickly and accurately. All right? So 6x plus 7, first one. X squared plus 9x plus 1. X squared minus 7x plus 5. All right? So you've got 3 questions to do. You've got 10 minutes to do them. All right? So get this over and done with as quickly as we possibly can, please. All right? get some paper. Soon as you finish doing the first one, pop the answer. So you're completing the square to find the turning point. So I'm waiting on you guys to pop the solutions up for these ones. You've got to just find the turning point, nothing else. Again, I'm not hearing anything on the live chat, so I'm just waiting on you guys to pop at least a solution for the first one. Right, so the first one, is it 3 and minus 3 and, well, let's just do that last one. The minus 3 is definitely right, so well done, good job. Yes, -3, -2, well done, Harris, good job. Move on to the next one for me. So, next one, is it 9/2? -9, yes, it is. Well done. Good job. 77 over 4. That's interesting. So you're going to get 81. Yes, good. Harris, you seem to be on point with this. Numan, can you do the last one? So Numan does the last one for me. So minus 3 halves, correct. Well done. What's the y coordinate? Right, so the claim is 1.5. Okay, 3.5. Nope, flat out wrong. Flat out wrong. I think. Let me just go down. So 7. So it's minus 7 over 2. You get 49 over 4. Yeah, that's 49 over 4. Take away 25 is a 25. Let's just do it. I think you are wrong. I was going to check that. So what you've got here. So this goes x minus. Oh, by the way, that should be a positive on that one. So it's not minus 3 halves, 3.5. It's positive 3.5. So yeah, it goes minus 7 over 2 squared plus, so not plus, minus 49 over 4 plus 25 over 4. And so a couple of mistakes in that. That should have been, so your actual x coordinate is 7 over 2, because remember it's the opposite of what the sign is. So it's not minus 3 halves, so not minus 3 halves, minus 3.5, it's plus 3.5. Now this guy here, when you add them together, you're going to get 24 over 4, which is 6, isn't it? So minus 29, minus 49 plus 25 is negative 24 over 4, which is negative 6. All right? So it's definitely not 1.5. All right? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple of more harder examples. I've got to say, it's really worrying, the fact that if I teach you something 1 week, by next week it's forgotten. That's not good. That's me basically wasting our time. All right? So before you come to lesson next week, and I'm going to talk to Sunila about this, I want you to recap your previous week's work, all right? Because what you're coming in here and you're getting bad, all right? And even the last question got it wrong. It's positive 3.5 and it's negative 6. There's a big problem here, right? Okay, cool. I'm going to teach you new content now, but bear in mind, if you're starting at 12, at 11:30, you should have looked over your old material for half an hour, all right? Not messing about now, because it's kind of a waste of my time if I have to teach you the same thing every single lesson. All right, so what happens if it's like this? We've got 3x squared plus 10. Let's make the first one quite easy, 12x plus 5. All right? So here we've got a different thing to complete the square with. That's what we do, complete square. All right? That way is probably the best way. But you see, there's a number at the front first, right? Let's be more quick. There's a number at the front of the x squared. What do we do with that? Here's how you do it. First things first is you factorize the number at the front out. So you go 3x squared plus 4x plus 5. You don't need to factorize the 3 out of the 5. It's not helping anything. Yeah, divide by 3, exactly. Well, factorize. We're not dividing by anything, factorizing. Which involves dividing, of course. Then you complete the square of the inside of the bracket. So here you're going to go, well, complete the square of this is going to go 3x. So you've got 2 brackets going on there. X plus 2 all squared minus 4 plus 5. All right? So what I did was I completed the square inside the brackets. I've got 2 brackets. Then I expand out by timesing by 3. So I get 3x plus 2 squared minus 12 plus 5. Okay? And that gives me a final answer that looks like this. 3x plus 2 squared minus 7. So where's the turning point this time? Minus 2 minus 7. All right? Now, there's 5 lines on that work that I've just done for you. Can you write down in the chat box if you're confused by any one of those 5? And if so, which one? So the last 2. From here, all I did was times the bracket by 3. So 3 times x squared plus 2 gives me 3x plus 2, all squared. 3 times 4 is 12. All I did was times 2 by 3. And then for the last one, I just did minus 12 plus 5 is minus 7. So that's the logic by it, yeah? So all I did was, when I get to here, I expand through by 3. And then what to get to there is I collect those 2 numbers together, all right? Once you got that, you can just look. What's inside the bracket, swap the sign. That's your x-coordinate. What's on the outside is the minus 7. All right. If you're still confused, can you say so? If not, can you also say so that you're not confused and you're ready to try an example yourself? Right, what are you confused by? Say which line. So Harris, you need to explain which line you're confused by. On the second line, so this line here, all you did here was you factorized 3 out. Yeah? So factorize, if you don't have to factorize 3 out, you need to say so. Factorize out 3 from 3x squared, you get just x squared. Factorize 3 from 12x, you get 4x. Then what I did after that was I completed the square of the inside, on the inside of that bracket. All right? So if you factorize, so if you complete the square on x squared plus 4x, you get x squared plus 2 squared minus 4. And remember, it's all going to get times by 3. Right, cool. Try another one. This one's going to be easier. Well, it's going to be easier, same level of difficulty. I won't put any fractions in yet. So here's 2x squared plus 8x plus 1. Okay? Can you write down the completed square version of that as quick as you can? All right? So complete the square version of that, please. Right, so we've got 2 and 7. Okay, let's have a look. So let's expand that one out. So we start with factorizing out 2. So we're going to go 2x squared plus 4x plus 1. That's correct. First line looks good. Well done. So so complete square there. You're going to go 2x plus 2. That's why I said well done, because I knew you got the first number right at least. So that's going to be a minus 4 there plus 1. That's good. Expand all that out. Yeah, that looks good. I think you've got that. So 2x plus 2 all squared minus 8 plus 1. 2x plus 2 squared minus 7. Game over. Looks good. Got it right. Well done. That's not bad. Slightly harder one. Slightly harder one. And this is the last one I'm going to set for you today. This time it's going to be 3x squared plus 7x plus 2. All right? You might want to ask for help quite quickly if you're struggling with this one. But I want you to try it first for a few seconds at least. That's your next one. Okay? And that's your last one for today. I'm going to set homework after that. And I'm going to say that has to be a mandatory thing. You've got to look at your stuff before you turn up to my lessons. Why? Explain why you're confused. Okay, so you start. Here's your first step. Think about it. Ask you to factorize out from this. So you're going to go, this is going to be 3 on the outside, x squared plus 7 over 3 x plus 2. All right? So that's your first step. I've got no clue, Harris. In a minute, we're going to have a look at that. I want Numan to move on from there. See what you can do from there. Now you need to complete the square on this guy, and let's see what happens. So I'm waiting on answers from you guys. I'm not hearing anything. So you got to this point. What happens after that? Again, not hearing a whole bunch here. Right, so you've gone with fractions. Let's have a go. Let's try it. Let's find out. I mean, you had a go at it, so I'll give you credit for that. So here's what you're going to do, right? Half this inside the brackets is 7/6, isn't it? So remember, 2 brackets. There's one already there, and then that's going to be what, 49/36 plus 2. All right. So that's what that looks like. It looks difficult, but this is again where you've got skills with fractions going to help you out big time. And I've said to you pretty much since I've known you that you're going to end up having to know, you're going to have to get good at fractions. And the quicker you get on that, the better off your life will be. So you get that. 3 times 49 is 147. So it's 147/36. And that's, if you're going to make that into 36s. So yeah, the 7, yeah, this, you're wrong. But you can hopefully see how I got it. So what's this guy going to be? Times in that by 72. So 72/36. Your final answer is minus 7/6, which is 1.16 negative. And what's that going to be? 75/36? So negative 75/36. And that's your final answer. Now, what I need you to do before we go, and I'm literally just going to do this, pop some questions up for you to try. You need to ask me if you struggled on any line, because the homework's going to be set on this. Probably not going to give anything that spicy, but that's not even that hard. It's like, if you can multiply numbers, you can do that question, right? So again, I'm waiting on comments from you guys. I want to hear from you, whether you understood it or not, so I can put new examples for your homework, or whether you need an explanation on any of it, pop it in the chat. As soon as you've done that, I can move on. And we're not going to do anything else after this. Still waiting on something in the live chat. You understood it? Good. Cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the homework now. I'm going to have a chat with Sunila. See if she can, I don't know if she's going to be able to help you, but someone will help you over there. And I need you to make that change which I asked for, which is that you must look at your work before you come to my online thing. You just, every lesson we're doing the same thing. We're just wasting time. Yeah, we're just wasting time. We could have covered this in 2 weeks, but the thing is, every lesson, half an hour of the time, I have to recap what we covered last time. So These ones I'll keep quite simple. I'll give you 4 of them. So each one of these shouldn't be too bad, apart from the last one, which will be a bit nasty. And the last one will be, yeah, this one will be a little bit unfriendly. Not 7, what's wrong with you? 3x squared plus 5x minus 12. So again, all you got to do is complete the square. You don't have to solve it, don't have to draw it, don't need to do anything, just need to complete the square on it. Copy that down, I'll give you 2-3 minutes. Once you've done that, we're done for today. All right? Okay, cool. In that case, feel free to log off. Make sure you've copied it down, Naman. We've got 2 copies of it. All right, cool. In that case, I'm done. Take care.